Attention, hot take incoming. Mental illness. The idea of mental illness as something you can diagnose an individual with, something that someone just has, and that you then work on, like that is an individual's problem, and that you medicate and send them to therapy for, and send them to psychiatric hospitals or whatever. Mental illness is a way for us to ditch accountability and to is mental illness essentially is a way for us to mental illness is inherently disempowering, because it tells us that instead of it tells us that essentially the reasons that our lives are in disarray is something that is beyond our own and our community's capacity to change. And the flip side, or the other side of disempowerment, is a lack of accountability. Because if I don't have the power to change something, if it is not within my ability, not within my community's power to change this, then it also cannot be my or my community's responsibility. So we kind of, and I also believe that mental illness is the way that it shows up in one person. So for example, someone developing something we would call schizophrenia, or some schizophrenic, schizoaffective. I don't actually know what the difference, what the current label, the current term is, but basically someone who's, whatever. We diagnose an individual with that when it is actually just a collective pain, a collective and generational pain and unprocessed trauma manifesting as symptoms within one body. And instead of then seeing this one person who's kind of where all of the pain, where all of the sickness of this society, of our kind of collective paradigm, where all of this sickness is then kind of showing up, instead of treating that or seeing that as something we can, this is where it becomes visible. So we can start to look at it and start to actually help this person move through and metabolize all of this trauma that will then ripple out into the collective. Instead of seeing people with really debilitating mental health issues and illnesses as important pillars of communities that will allow us to transform the sickness that lives in all of us, by supporting them to develop the spaciousness, the capacity to sit with that incredible discomfort and to hold it and metabolize it. Instead of doing that, we see it as an individual failing, and we medicate them. We alienate them and isolate them from the rest of society. And then and like at best, and this is where my experience, or like we create spaces for people who have been like for people who in this experience who have become kind of these parts of our communities, and these that like where the sickness comes to the surface. We congregate all of these people in one place so that they can at least feel accepted. But it doesn't, and that's like kind of a place where I work at, and it's, but because like, but that's not what it's supposed, that's not what the point is not to take all of these people, all of these like essential healers out of their communities, because we don't teach communities, or we don't give them the time and space and resources to actually use the and make use of the immense healing power that comes from these circumstances to transform communities. Instead, we take them out of the communities and we congregate them all in one place, so at least their individual suffering is kind of, or like at least we kind of give back, or kind of we can hold up sort of like this idea that people deserve dignity and belonging, but that's not, is it belonging? Is it really belonging if we take them out? I don't know. I'm like, this is a very undeveloped take, but, and like it's undeveloped, it's an undeveloped take in me, because I know, in fact, like I know for a fact that like a lot of what I'm saying right now, I am directly synthesizing from so many different indigenous knowledge systems, where, and I don't know, I've just been grappling with that, I think, because I work in a community, or like in a work, like my work, I feel like the longer I spent there, the more I feel like we're stuck, because I'm trying to be like, okay, I want to, like, I can no longer accept, I don't want to accept that people are just sick, and that like the only thing that in their life is that like they're only ever gonna be sick, and that all we can ever do is just kind of not let them be sick by themselves. It's just, it is, because there's just no way that like that's not how it's supposed. And the thing is that like because I mean, like, no, like I don't know. Okay. Hot take. 10-minute long hot take and slight unraveling over, I guess. TBC. Bye.